everyone, my name is Harsha. I am here to explain my mini project called traveltripapp. I have developed this project using React.js. This application allows users to log in, log out, book new trips and shows the booked trips and some more features. Coming to the code, I have used consistent folder structure across the development. Like you can see, I have used src folder, and under this src folder I have created a components folder. This components folder holds our components that are going to use in this project. Like you can see it: book a new trip, header, home, login, my trips, not found, protected route, trip item, and context to share the data to different components. And each component consists two files, one for styling and one for JSX. And also in each component we export that component. Like you can see, in this home component I have exported this home component, which means I can use this home component wherever I want in this code only. Like here I have exported home component, right? And then I have imported that home component here, you can see it. And then I have used it in my application. And this index.css is for styling, CSS styling. Like this we export our components and then use that components in our project. Okay, now let's explore my mini project application that I have published using CCBP IDE. Like you can see, after opening the application, first we can see the login page because we are not logged in before, right? And also when we try to open other pages without logging in, it only opens login page because we are not authorized. To achieve this feature, I have installed JS Cookie third-party package to store the user credentials across the page reloads in cookies. And next, I have used this package in login page, also in protected route, which I have created to check whether the user is authenticated or not. By using the protected route, we can achieve this feature. Let's see the protected route feature. Like this. This is the protected route feature. Here, whenever we enter the user details, it checks whether user is present or not, and then it shows the other components. And also this helps us to protect our application from unauthorized users. This will give more control over the application. And I have also used basic authentication flow for handling common errors like invalid username, invalid password, etc. If we enter invalid username and password, the login form will display an error like this. Like now I have the real passwords and the username is Rahul Rahul and Rahul at the date of 2021. This is the real password and real username. After clicking the eye icon, we can see the original password because first time it's masked password. We can only see the dots. After clicking eye icon, we can see the unmasked password. Let's enter invalid password. Like you can see, it generated an error, username and password didn't match. Like this, we can protect our application from unauthorized users. and also by clicking the login button after the successful correct username and password, we can directly enter to the home page. We can directly enter to the home page or home router, and the user details are stored in client side storage in form of cookies. Using JS cookie, if we try to get back to the login page after logging in to home page, it won't work because now we are authenticated user. So let's try with correct username and password. Like I'm clicking in the login button. Yes, like you can see it, we have entered home route, and this is the home route. For navigation within the application to routes, now we can access different routes. For this, I have used third-party package called React Router DOM, and now we are in the home router. I have used home component to display the content. You can see it has some text here and button. This button will navigate us to book a new trip route, and now explore about my trips tab by clicking on it in the header. Yes, in this my trips tab we have image and some text about this, right? Because we didn't book any trips, so we are showing this no upcoming trips are there. In this empty page we have some text, right, and a button. If we click on this button, it takes us to book a new trip route where we can book new trips and explore up. Now let's explore header component. In this header component we have a travel trip logo and home tab, my trips tab, logout button. If we click on the logout button, it will directly get back us to the login page, and if we click on the home tab, now we are in home, and we have also shortcut for getting to the home tab. If we click on the logo, we can directly go to the home tab, right? Yes, it's working, right? It's a shortcut, simple shortcut. And now let's see the not found page. If we enter invalid URLs, right? Let's see. I'm entering not found page, and you can see we have entered to the not found page. Here we cannot found any page. It's just an not found. We can see some text and an image here. And if we get back to our home page, right? Yes, we have get back. And I have used the trip item, where each trip will be displayed here after we click on we enter new trips. And protected route, trip item and protected route. Protected route for what? It is used for checking whether user is authenticated or not, and this trip item uses to list down the trips that we have booked. It exports each component, each trip component. Now let's explore book a new trip. We can enter this book a new trip route from two ways: by clicking on this button which is in home tab, and we can go also with my trips tab. my trips tab. In this my trips tab, we also have this book a new trip button. Both buttons are get us to the book a new trip router. So let's see. Right? Yes. We can see we are entered to the book a new trip router. Here we can see that left side we have stages of booking, and right side forms for each stage. So let's make simple words. For book a new trip, we have right here we have a form. It needs to be filled for booking the trip. In small devices, these stages are displayed on the top of the forms. Let's see. Yes, you can see it, right? In small devices. Now we are in a small device form. Both are same, but the styling will be different for small devices and laptops and computers. Let's see. Home. We have header down here for small devices, and my trips we are using icons rather than the sentences, words in home component. Now let's go to the book a new trip, and here the stages are here on the top of the forms. Each line displays the each form. Now let's get back to the big one. Yes, we are here, and we are also highlighted active stages that we are working on and completed ones with some styling, like when we are working on one form, that stage will be highlighted with blue text and bold text, right? On the left here, stages list. And when we completed this form, and that stage will be marked as completed with a tick icon in the left stages list. After completing the first form, we are able to see the previous button, and using that previous button in the forms, we can get back to our pre-filled forms, and in that forms the data will be pre-filled, persisted, and this feature works perfectly. Like we can identify which is active and which is we are working on, which is completed and which is not completed, and which is we are currently working. The styles will be applied accordingly. This also works in small devices, like just with top of the stages, the color will be moving forwards whenever we complete the previous stage, previous form. That will be highlighted with blue color on top of the forms while we are working on it, and after the completion, it will be forwarded. It will be become gray automatically. And I have achieved this feature using filter method on stages array for both top devices and small devices. Now let's explore each form in booking route. After the first route loading, we can see your details form. In this your details form, we need to fill the details first field will be name, and second start location of the trip, and third will be end location of the trip. If we enter anything, we can enter, let's see, name will be John, and start location New York, and without end location. Now let's see what happens if we click on the next. Like you can see, the app finds we have not entered the end location and it's showing the error. Right. Now let's enter the end location. Now let's remove the name. Yes, now app finds now the name is not entered and showing the error. Now let's enter the name. And now let's click on the next. Yes, it works. You can see in the stages list the your details stage will be completed. We are completed it, right? And it's showing the marked as completed tick icon with a tick icon, right? And now we are currently working on date selection, means date form. If we can see that previous button here. If we click on the previous button here, let's see what will happen. Yes, and now we are get back. We are went back to the your details form, right? So what happens, and we can see the stages styles are working correctly because we are now in your details form, and we can see that here also because active stage will be highlighted with blue color and bold text. So now let's and also you notice that this data is pre-filled and it's still persisted. So now let's change start location. What will happen, we can see it. So now let's change it from New York to Texas, and we click on the next. You can see it marked as completed, and now get back to the previous. You can see the data is updated Texas from New York to Texas. So we know that the data is persisting. And now let's go to the next tab. Now we are here in a date selection tab form, right? And now let's select the start date and the end date. And you can see it, I am selecting the previous day of my date, not forwarded. If we click on the wrong date, entered the wrong date, the end date cannot be less than the start date. You can see the error is appeared. Why it is? Because we are not time travelers, right? To get back to the previous time and start a trip. Jokes apart. So now let's go to the future by clicking on the 4 days later from now, and if we click on the next, yes, because we have entered the correct date and form, right? And you can see the styling is applying correctly. And now let's go to the previous checking. The data is still persisted, and the current styles are working correctly. Now let's guests form. In this guests form, we have 3 types of guests we can invite to our trip: adults, children, and infants. and this adults section will be only starts with 1. By clicking on minus, it cannot be decreased because the booking person is adult, right? We are those adults. So 1, and we can increase the children 1, 2, how many we want, and infants and also adults 3. Now let's decrease it. You can see it's not decreasing under 1, and infants and children's. So now let's go to the next, and now I want to select 2 more guests, and I am using previous button, and I am increasing 1 adult and 1 infant and 1 children. Now next, and let's check the data is pre-filled, that is persisted or not. Yes, it is persisted. And now we are in the 4th stage of booking the trip. It is travel assistance, which means whether we need a travel assistance or not. If we don't need any travel assistance, we can just click on the next button. It will takes. And if we want to travel assistance, let's say I want to travel in bus, right? And if we click on the next, we have entered to the last stage, that is confirmation stage, and we can see here all the data that we have filled in previous stages. And if we check the previous data, want to check, like you can see travel assistance, the bus is persisted. So now let's next, and we can see here name, start location, end location, from your details form. These 3 are came, and start date and date are came from date selection stage, and guests, this is guests came from this guests stage, right? Because we have selected 2 adults, 1 infant and 1 children, remember it? And travel assistance, we have selected bus, right? So let's see, travel assistance bus, correct, and 2 adults, 1 infant, 1 children, right? Date, start date, end date, correct, and name, start location, end location, all are correct. Now let's click on the next, and here. Now let's explore some more about the confirm details stage. We have 3 buttons here: previous button, cancel button, and confirm button. We know about the previous button, which is I have explained previously, and now let's click on the cancel button. If we click on the cancel button, this will delete all our data that we have filled previously in all stages, and takes us to the first stage, your details stage. So let's try. Here you can see all the data is lost because we are cancelled the trip, right? And we are directly jump back to the your details stage. Now let's enter the data we want. The name is John. Travel starts from Texas, ends in Australia, and next, and the date today, and the trip takes 4 days. So next, and we want 1 infant, 1 children, and now let's take 3 adults, and next. Now let's see if we didn't select any travel assistance, what will happen. Like you can see, I didn't select any travel assistance and it's showing none, which means we don't need any travel assistance. But we need, right? We can't go and fly like Superman. So let's take our travel assistance. Using previous tab, I need a travel assistance, which is now let's take train. Click on the next. Like you can see, travel assistance is updated with train, and guests also updated one guest, because now we are selected 3 adults and the data all are updated correctly. If we click on the confirm button, let's see, and here the trip is completed, which means booking the trip is completed, right? Okay, now we have got the confirmed message, your booking has been confirmed. And now we can book another new trip if we want, using this book a new trip button. If we click on the book a new trip button here, now we can book another trip from the your details stage. But now we don't need it because we are already booked the trip. Now let's see, using the header component, let's go to the My Trips tab and whether the created trip is updated or not. Let's see. Yes, it is updated, right? You can see it because we can have in these trips, this is the trip item component, and here we can see My Trips and end location of the trip and the date, start date, end date, and a button, cancel button. If we click on the cancel button, the trip will be cancelled, right? Here we have the trip that we have created previously. If we click on the cancel button, it lost, the trip is lost, we have cancelled the trip, right? If we have many trips here in the My Trips tab, each trip will have each cancel button, and if we click on any one of the trip which has the cancel button, only that trip will be removed from the list and others will be persisted, and don't remove, we cannot remove them because we only want to remove one trip, right, from the list of the trips. And I have achieved that feature using a filter method. And now coming to the packages that I have used in this project, now let's go to the home tab using the shortcut or the home. Now coming to the third party packages, right? I have used JS cookie, which I have previously mentioned. That JS cookie package is used to store the user credentials across the page reloads. And I have also used React router DOM, which is used to navigate to the different routes in one application. And I have also used React icons for icons that I have used in this project. And coming to the technical aspect of the project, I have used the basic authentication flow, which can handle common errors like invalid username, invalid password, like you have already seen it, and some conditional components for displaying the components, and switch cases for navigating different forms, and some JavaScript methods between some components from React router DOM package. I have taken the link component to navigate to the home tab, My Trips tab from the React router DOM, which I have used that link component, and I have used the clean code guidelines correctly in this project, like using the consistent folder structure across the development and developing the reusable components throughout the application, and using meaningful components and conventions such as prefixing the event handlers with the on keyword. And finally, this is my explanation about my mini project travel trip, and I think I have explained everything about my project. And do hands-on practice on your project and complete your project as best as you can sincerely. In that way only you can gain knowledge on your project. And finally, keep going, keep it up. Thanks for listening. Thank you. Signing off, Harsha.